Mike, always good talking with you, no matter what it is we're talking about. How's your Thursday going?
It is off to a great start, and we hadn't even had basketball practice yet.
So it can only get better then, I guess. Before we get into a chat about the team and other things too, it's worth mentioning the situation yesterday. And I think what I really would rather touch on more than anything was the coordinated response from your team, from your players, from you. And for me, it seemed that what happened yesterday can be a galvanizing experience for this team. Just the way they responded, the way they backed Aaron up, the way you did the same thing. Yeah. And I've seen moments at the start of seasons that kind of tore teams apart. This, to me, is totally the opposite.
Yeah, it could, like you said, be that galvanizing piece. You could sense it when we all got together. Everybody had their mornings to go about. Everybody had class. Everybody had responsibilities. We all found out about it, in different ways. I woke up to it. And, with Bowen, we've been going to bed a little bit earlier. So I woke up to it. And I think anybody that knows me knows I'm a little bit protective when it comes to our kids. So thanks to our administration and Mario and Kyle Parkinson, they helped us craft, like you said, a coordinated message. But our players was all authentic and real. None of that was coordinated, contrived. That was players coming out in support of their teammate. And it carried over to practice. We had a great practice because of it, and I think it's going to be, almost an anthem of our season. I'm not a big motto guy or a big anthem guy, but, man, this is an opportunity. And just to see how it all happened organically and naturally, and like you said, how they came to her defense was awesome.
Well, now let's get into some stuff about this team here. And I read in the Democrat this morning that that the team wants to play faster than before. Mike, I don't know if my head can turn any faster than it did last year. You're telling me I'm going to have to keep it on even a faster swivel? Are you serious?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah. Well, we've got faster players. Destiny Slocum is as fast a player as I've ever seen with the basketball, and that's knowing that we coached Malika Monk, for a few years. Chelsea's in the best shape she's been in since she's been on campus, the healthiest she's been. Taylor Thomas looks great. Everybody just hits another year under their belt. More depth. Marquisha looks great. Destiny Oberg and Destiny McGee have both been in the best form since they've been on campus. And then we mentioned Erin, and she is in the same way basketball-wise as good as she's been. So when you get players that are better and faster, then you're going to play faster. And it's going to happen, Phil, so get ready. You got to get in shape. We need to get you on the treadmill or something, man.
I need to do some neck exercises so I can that neck muscle needs to be a lot faster. Because, SmackDown, they get the ball down the floor in 3 seconds after a team scores. I mean, you've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it'll be – I'm not sure we can do it much faster than that, but it'll be more often than that, I think. And I think we're taking care of it. Now, there's a long time between now and then, but I really like – you can see it. When you come see us for the first time, there's just a different sound when Slocum attacks the basket than players I've coached in the past, and everybody's revolved around that. When you look around and everybody beside you is going fast, you have a tendency to want to go fast too. So that's kind of been the pace so far.
Yeah, but they also know what they're getting into when they sign with you and come to campus, so they expect to have a whole lot of fun with it. A couple of players that you mentioned that I want to ask about, because I think with our team, we're thinking about quick guards, really great outside shooting. You do have a couple of young forward/center style players in Destiny McGee and Destiny Oberg. Now, we didn't really get a chance to see Oberg too much last year because of an injury. I saw McGee at practice the other day, and she looks solid as a rock. Are these two players that you feel can contribute this season?
Yeah, and they allow us to play it a different way. If a night gets going that maybe we are turning it over uncharacteristically, or the other team allows us to have a chance to score around the basket, we've got that as a weapon now. And they both have very, very unique skill sets that we've not had in a few years. And I think anybody that's watched us knows that what we're going to do is try to attack mismatches. So go with favorable matchups, and they give us two equations and two variables that we've never had the opportunity to play together. All of the guards want to play with one of them two on her team because they're such instinctive passers, great rebounders, and tremendous screen setters. Good luck trying to get through a screen either one of those people set that for one of our guards to break free into some space. And then they're great kids, both of them. Oberg, because of the injury last year, now knows what to do, and Destiny McGee's learning really, really fast.
Coach Mike Neighbors here with us on halftime. Coach, when you look at kind of how last season ended, kind of with no NCAA tournament appearance, I was really curious to see what this team could have done in March and heading into April. Where did you, from a roster standpoint, where did you want to see this team improve heading into this 2020 campaign?
Well, I think all of our improvements are going to revolve around the defensive side of the ball and rebounding. The offense is going to take care of itself, and I think offense is what you have to win in the tough games against the best teams. But our defense really made strides last year, largely, due to the fact I turned it all over to Coach Schaefer so he could have 100% focus on it. And his impact on the defense was obviously noticeable. So I think we can continue to make strides there, and our rebounding can always be a little bit better. I don't know that we can necessarily shoot it any better. I don't know that we necessarily play any faster, but I do think at the end of the day we can improve on the other side of the ball.
Obviously, got your leaders. We talked about Chelsea Dungy and Amber Ramirez. Who are some of these younger players that Razorback fans need to keep an eye on? Obviously, we've talked about Destiny Slocum, and you got a team full of guards and talented guards. Who are some players that Razorback fans need to keep an eye on this season?
She was here all year last year, and I think everybody, including a lot of the coaches in our league, forgot that she was our leader from the point guard spot as a freshman. Michaela Daniels just did so much for us last year that went unnoticed and underappreciated by so many, but not the coaches and not her teammates, and she's better than ever too. So, just look for her. Her and Slocum will play together. Everybody's, questioned whether that was going to be the case, but we're absolutely playing those kids together an awful lot. They are interchangeable and have developed a really, really quick competitive family environment. They try to kill each other every day in practice, and then when we put them on the same team, you see this smile just light up because they don't have to guard each other. But we're expecting big things, and leadership-wise out of her. Even on a team with 7 seniors, then another return is everybody, not forgot, but, we missed Jalen Mason last year a tremendous amount in a lot of ways. One, transition defense, being our best organizer and, get back talker, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the basketball term for it would be, but she did a lot of that stuff that never shows up in a highlights film or player of the week statuses, but we really, really missed her. So having her back is something that I think fans need to remember what we had and look forward to seeing her. Guys, with that new rule, what we learned yesterday and that all these kids are going to be granted another year of eligibility, we could have super redshirt COVID seniors. I don't even know what to call these guys. So, our heads are spinning as coaches a little bit, trying to grasp our head around what it would be like to potentially have these guys back again. So we're going to try to just take every single day without anything for granted because, last year having it stripped away from us was really hard. None of us want to go through that. So trying to appreciate the days for what they are has been a huge focus for the kids.
One more basketball thing, and then I'll get to some of the fun stuff with you here. You mentioned some of the things about Jalen Mason, transition defense, as a guard that handles the ball so often. That and I know she spoke at her graduation, and she is in communications. She's in communication. The things that she does, kind of aside from the physical nature of what she has to do, she's the best communicator on this team, isn't she?
She is, and it's things like using very simple language. She doesn't waste her words, and I think that's something she's learned in a lot of different ways. But you can hear she'll use one syllable. She'll say, "Mac, ball, Taylor, rim, Amber, lock." It's just so specific. It's just almost foolproof. You almost just can't screw it up if you just listen to her and react to what she's doing. it makes it almost impossible to be wrong because she puts you in such a position to be right.
A couple more minutes here with Mike Neighbors. All right, Mike, let's switch over. We did New Jack Swing for halftime homework.
Yes.
Prepping on it before the show today. And Mike Neighbors, for all the rock and roll and stuff like that, and Hamilton and Broadway songs that he knows, I think at his heart is New Jack Swing. Is that correct, Mike?
It is. If I've been through many phases of my life, but the phase that probably 87, that first time I heard Bobby Brown's CD of "Don't Be Cruel," it changed exactly how it changed how I dressed. I wanted starter jackets and Air Jordans, and I just fell in love with all of it. And then the number of songs that came after that, new additions, and it's deep in my playbook. That's for sure.
You still got any of those wild sweaters, like Cosby sweaters and stuff like that Keenan Ivory Wayans would wear in Living Color?
Absolutely.
That kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, I've got them all. I've got starter jackets. I've got the Adidas. I went through that phase big time, and the music still. Every time I hear Al B. Sure come on day and night, it's a do not skip, do not pass go. Listen to it start to finish.
What a song that is. How's Bowen doing? How many pencils can you fit on in the fat rolls right now?
There were 5 in that picture I posted the other night, but I think we could have gone 7 if you let me use the one on the leg. So he's actually sitting here right now with me. I brought Chantel and JC out to play a quick 9 holes of golf before we hit the practice floor today. So he's in the cart, and he's waiting for me to hit. I got 181 into a par 5 because Chantel just blasted her drive. So hopefully I can get us on the green in 2.
All right, well, why don't you go get to it, man? We'll let you finish out the round, and always appreciate your time, Mike.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Good, guys. See y'all later.
You got it. Mike Neighbors, just before he hits on the par 4.